Joining me now is Forbes contributor Bernadette Joy. The National Association of Realtors found that we have seen 2 months in a row of year-over-year home price declines. This comes after a 131-month streak of record increases. We are still seeing high inflation, and low housing inventory continues to be an obstacle, and it hasn't fully recovered since the 2008 housing crash. Bernadette, simply put, is it a good time to buy a home right now?
So in my opinion, for most Americans, I would wait until the real estate market cools. I don't think it's a great time right now.
Can you walk us through your home ownership journey?
Yeah, so I'm saying this as a current renter right now, but that was after I've owned 3 separate homes over the last 10 years. And I actually paid off all of those homes, largely in part because I was on a debt-free journey, because I was working towards financial independence, but I was also helped by having relatively low interest rates the last couple of years. And so this is the first time as a millennial that I've been seeing interest rates as high as they are right now. And so that can be a shock for a lot of other, new homeowners that are similar age. And so I actually intended on buying a home this year again. But when I saw the real estate market in my own city and started really researching and digging into what home prices look like in the neighborhoods that I was looking for, I decided, you know what, maybe now is a good time to wait and actually get myself into an even better financial position for when I'm ready to buy.
When does it look like the market is going to cool? Because I know it must be a little disappointing for people who want to buy that home to put those dreams on ice. So what should they be doing in the meantime? When does it look like a good time to buy a house?
Yeah, so it is tough, especially when you see your other friends, right, buying homes, and you see a lot of these in where I live, there's a lot of multiple offer situations. I have seen a little bit of a slowdown, at least where I am, where there isn't things going off the market quite as quickly, or there are things that are not getting as many multiple offers, or maybe they're actually just going for selling price instead of going way over asking. So I am seeing some signs of that. But one of the things that I like to tell people to do first is take this time to go explore as many different neighborhoods, and don't get so stuck on what you thought was your dream home. And you can do that by visiting at least 3 open houses a month. That's actually a goal that I do. My husband and I, that's our date days on Sundays. We'll just go look for open houses in our local area, and we kind of play our own version of those home TV shows.
Yeah,
Like,
it sounds like
this
House
house,
Hunters.
what do you like? What don't we like? And that's a really great way to still feel like you're keeping the process moving, not having the pressure of having a sales agent like right next to you trying to get you to buy, but still do your research and like get to understand what's going on in your local market.
So even if you're not intending to buy the home, you're saying play House Hunters and go on over to any neighborhood and really take a look?
Yeah. And that's actually based off of my own experience. The last home that I bought was actually from an open house, and I wasn't at that point intending to buy a home at that time. And the house that I ended up buying was nothing like what I had thought in my mind was the thing that I wanted to do. And so what I really like about open houses is that it's a low pressure environment. Agents are expecting people to kind of just walk in and not expecting you to buy right there, but you might actually find some things that you didn't expect to like, or you might find some hidden gems that didn't fall into your list of your original, things that you wanted in a home. But also what I think is really important is that you don't want to go just off of the data of what you're seeing, like even in your city or what you see on the news. It's really neighborhood by neighborhood. So even if one neighborhood is going really, really fast, there might be another neighborhood that's close by that maybe isn't as competitive.
One of the other pieces of advice you have is learn how much interest you can save with a mortgage calculator. So I'm not good with math. What variables should you be plugging in here?
Yes. So the good news about the mortgage calculators is that you don't have to be good at math. It'll do a lot of the math for you. But the 4 things that you usually are looking to put into a mortgage calculator is, what is the purchase price that you're intending to buy a home at? What is the down payment that you are trying to put down on the house initially? What is the interest rate that you think you would be getting for the mortgage? And then what are the loan terms, meaning how many years on that mortgage do you want? And before you even buy a home, this is a great time while you're waiting for things to get a little less crazy in the market, is to play around with those numbers and actually see, well, if I get a lower term mortgage, for example, instead of doing a 30-year, I did a 20-year or 15-year. How would that change my monthly payment? If I saved up a little bit more money right now, how much would that save me in interest? If I decided to buy a slightly, cheaper house, or even, bump up my price, what would that do to my payments? And getting to do that in the mortgage calculator is really, really helpful. What I think most people do, that I coach and that I've seen, as students, is that they'll just take what the bank says at face value and say, oh, here's what you can afford. And they go to the top of the range and they say, well, this is the monthly payment, versus saying, well, if I play around with these factors, can I change my monthly payment and make it more affordable? Or can I make the house even cheaper in the long run by saving a ton on interest?